What's up guys, Galaxy King here, and in today's video I've got my Shiranui Zombie World deck profile. Shiranui is a deck that I think has been forgotten for the most part. The only Shiranui monster that gets any sort of acknowledgement is Shiranui Solitaire, and I find that upsetting. I don't want Shiranuis to be forgotten because I think they have a lot of potential that can really help Zombie World move forward. I found that the Shiranui engine gives Zombie World more of ability to go second. It gives them more options to work with, more extenders, more starters as well, and helps set up for your next turns as well. So I'm going to go into that in as much depth as possible and explain why I think Zombie Shiranui is an ideal build to go with. So let's go on with the deck profile. For your boss monster, 2 Doom King Balladrock. This is a really amazing card. If it's in your graveyard and there's a face-up field spell, you can special summon it in defense position, which is good. It can keep bringing itself back as many times as you need. When a zombie monster activates its effect, you can either negate it or banish one card on the field. So this works well with Zombie World because Zombie World turns everything on the field and in the graveyard into zombies. This also works well with your zombies because when you activate their effects, you can banish one monster on the field, which is really amazing. You can search this with Glow Up Bloom as well. And Doom King Balladrock is an amazing card overall. And then for your starter zombies, Triple Uni Zombie, probably one of the best zombie monsters we have at the moment. You can use this effect to send anything from your hand to the graveyard. So you can send something like Necrod Banshee and then use Banshee's effect to activate Zombie World from your deck. You can also use it as a Foolish Burial effect to send something from your deck to the graveyard like Glow Up Bloom. You really have a lot of options with this card depending on what you want to do. You can send something like Mizuki, you can send some of your other Shiranui monsters as well. It's also searchable with Shiranui Solitaire because Shiranui Solitaire can tribute itself and then special summon it from the deck, which is amazing. But Triple Uni Zombie, probably one of the best zombies we have at the moment, and just gets your deck running as quickly as possible. And then starting off with your Shiranui monsters, Triple Shiranui Solitaire, again a really powerful zombie monster. You can tribute this card to special summon a zombie tuner with 0 defense from your deck. So it can search out Uni Zombie, it can search out 2 of your other Shiranui monsters. It can also summon Glow Up Bloom if you need to, and is another amazing zombie monster that really helps the deck move forward. And then with your other Shiranuis, I am playing Triple Shiranui Squire, 2 Shiranui Spirit Master, 1 Shiranui Spectral Sword, and 1 Shiranui Spectral Sword Shade. Shiranui Squire is probably the ideal one to max out on because it's another extender and another starter as well. So for example, if you don't open up with Uni Zombie or Shiranui Solitaire, you can normal summon this, and its effect reads when it's normal summoned, you can special summon any Shiranui Spectral Sword monster from your deck, which is amazing. You can summon either Shade or just the normal Spectral Sword, and then when it's banished, it has a Danger Mothman effect where you can draw a card and then discard a card, which is really amazing. It's really good for draw power. And then 2 Shiranui Spirit Master, because when this card is normal summoned, you can special summon a Shiranui from your hand, but that monster is banished when it leaves the field, which is good because that's what Shiranuis want. They want to be banished so they can activate their effects, which usually are very beneficial. Spirit Master's effect when it's banished is you can destroy a face-up card the opponent controls. So this card works well with Shiranui style Swallow Slash, where you can use this effect to tribute a zombie, destroy 2 cards on the field, banish this from the deck, and then pop another card in the field. So you can get rid of 3 cards on the opponent's turn, which is an amazing disruption. And then Shiranui Spectral Sword is a really good extender and helps set up for your next turn because you can't use its effect the turn it is sent to the graveyard, which is really annoying, but it still helps you set up for next turn, and it's easily searchable with Squire as well, which is why we only play 1 of it. You can manage this card and a non-tuner zombie monster from your graveyard, special summon a Shiranui Synchro monster from your extra deck, from the levels added up. So if you banish this, which is a level 2 and a level 4 Shiranui, you get a level 6 Shiranui. Or if you banish something like itself and Balladrock, you can special summon the level 10 Shiranui Synchro, which is really good. And then one Shiranui Spectral Sword Shade. This is a really interesting card that could even be used in a normal Zombie World deck. You contribute this card to target 2 of your banished zombie monsters, including a Shiranui, special summon them, but negate their effects. That's a really amazing effect. I really enjoy that because it lets you recover your resources and also recycle them as well. So for example, if you used Mizuki's effect, you can bring back Mizuki and any of your banished Shiranuis, and then you can send Mizuki to the graveyard again to get its effects off again. Same works with Glow Plume as well. Doom King Belladrock, if that got banished off of something like DD Crow or Skullmeister or even Called by the Grave, you can bring it back, which is amazing. And these Shiranui monsters really help the deck out because it just gives it more extenders and more options to work with. Shiranui Squire in particular, because you can normal summon it, special summon out Shiranui Spectral Sword Shade, synchro into your level 7, and then the level 7 Shiranui monster, which I'll get to soon, will use this effect to banish Squire. Squire's effect will go off to draw a card and discard a card, which is great. Spirit Master works well with the disruption cards, Shiranui style Swallow Slash, allowing you to destroy 3 cards, which is amazing, and these 2 are just really powerful extenders. But also, if you open up with Spirit Master and Squire, that's also another really good going first turn, because if you don't open up with Shiranui Solitaire or Unizombie, but you open up with this, you can still do some really amazing stuff. And that's it for the Shiranui monsters. For your other zombie monsters that I'm playing, I've got 1 Mizuki, because it's Monster Reborn basically. 2 Glow Bloom, helps summon Doom King Belladrock from your deck. And also good for synchro plays and also going into Link Creepo, which does come up sometimes, but is still a really good card. And then 2 Necrod Banshee, just to help get to your Zombie World. It also protects Zombie World while it's on the field as well, but Necrod Banshee usually isn't on the field for that long. You can also banish it from the field as well, just in case you need to use that effect. And then for the hand traps, only hand trap I'm playing, triple Ash Blossom. Because this is zombie, it works well with Belladrock and other zombie monsters as well, which is why I play 3 of it. I don't play any other hand traps. I think just Ash on by its own is just perfect. And that's it for the monsters. I'm going to go on to the spells now. Spells, triple Zombie World, pretty self-explanatory, turns everything into zombies. For the Shiranui spell cards, 2 Ghostmid Skull, a Shiranui Story, and 1 Shiranui Style Sonority. These are both very interesting spell cards because they open up for more going second plays and also as more extenders. Ghostmid Skull has the effect where if your opponent controls a monster, you can discard 1 zombie, special summon a Shiranui with a different name from your deck or graveyard. And it's a quick play as well, so it's good as a Monster Reborn effect on the opponent's turn if you want to go that route. So it helps summon your Shiranuis from the deck basically. It also helps with the consistency of summoning Shiranui Solitaire if you need to summon it, which is really good. And also Shiranui Style Solemnity is another interesting extender because it has the effect where you can banish 1 zombie monster from your graveyard. The normal and special summon of zombie monsters this turn cannot be negated, which is really good. I really like that effect. And then it has a second effect where you can target a zombie monster you control, banish it, and then send a zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard with 0 defense. So it helps send things like your Shiranui Solitaire if you want to summon it back with another card. Helps send Glow Bloom as well, which will special summon Doom King Belladrock from your deck. So these are really good extenders. Ghostmid Skull is more of a going second card obviously because your opponent needs to control a monster. But Shiranui Style Solemnity is good for extending your plays, but you can only activate 1 of the effects per turn, which is a bit annoying, but it's still a really good extender nonetheless. And then for helping break the opponent's board, only 2 Super Poly. The focus of this deck is more on Shiranui rather than Super Poly, which is why I only play it at 2, but also because the majority of cards in this deck lock you into zombie monsters, and because the super poly target that requires 2 zombie monsters isn't itself a zombie, it's a dragon, that can make it a little bit awkward if you open up with this in your hand. If you're going second, then it's good, but even if you have rivalry of warlords on the field, you can't go into your super poly target, which is annoying because again, it's a dragon, which is just really annoying. So only 2 super poly, good for breaking the opponent's board. For one-offs, 1 gold sarcophagus, 1 upstart goblin, and 1 foolish burial. Upstart goblin just for draw power and consistency. Foolish burial again just for more consistency, send what you need to the graveyard. And gold sarcophagus because it banishes your Shiranuis, so you can banish something like Squire, get the draw power, and then discard a card. You can send Spirit Master, destroy 1 card on the field, which is good. You can banish Shiranui Solitaire as well, and when Solitaire is banished, you can target one of your banished Shiranuis, except itself, special summon it. So it's good for multiple reasons, and it's good for all sorts of different scenarios, which is why I play it. And then Shiranuis, they're very interesting because they have a lot of synergy with zombies, but also the good thing about Shiranuis is if you're going against a deck that banishes a lot, Shiranuis aren't really that affected by it because they want to be banished either way, which is really good. So Gold Sarcophagus, Upstart Goblin and Foolish Burial, they're all good one-offs, really help with the consistency of the deck. And that's it for the spell cards. I'm going to go into the trap cards now. For your trap cards, Triple Rivalry of Warlords. If you've played Zombie World before, then you're probably familiar with this card. If you have this and Zombie World on the field, your opponent is locked into zombie monsters, which is really good and can help win you the game in most situations. And then triple Shiranui style Swallow Slash. You can actually max out on this because of the amount of Shiranuis that we play. You use this effect, you tribute a zombie monster, target 2 cards on the field, destroy them, and then banish a Shiranui from your deck. You can banish Spirit Master and then destroy another card as well. So this card helps you pop up to 3 cards if you want to. You've also got Squire. You can banish Squire from your deck if you want to get draw power. If there's something in your hand you don't want that you prefer into the graveyard and you just want to draw something to hopefully get into an extender or a hand trap, you can go do that if you want. But yeah, the majority of the time I just see 2, but with Shiranuis in this build, you can actually max out on this, which is really good. It's a really good disruption card and helps push for more, well, damage. So that's it for the main deck. I'm going to go into the extra deck now. The extra deck, 2 Vampire Sucker, pretty basic. Special summon as a zombie from your graveyard, draw a card. It's really good for draw power. 1 of Edward Savior, just good for putting out more damage and sending your zombie monsters to the graveyard. 1 Shiranui Skill Saga Supremacy. This is another useful card and it's very interesting as well because it has the effect where during the opponent's turn in quick effect, you can target one of your banished Shiranui Synchro monsters, special summon it to a zone this card points to. So that's really useful for special summoning more monsters to the field, and also it protects your fire and synchro monsters from destruction effects, which is really good as well. It's good going second because it gives monsters that protection, but also if you want to go first with this, you can, because you go into Vampire Sucker and then if you have another monster that you don't mind sparing, you can go into this, and then if you have a banished Shiranui Synchro, you can special summon it, which can be useful in certain situations. 1 Yuki Owner, the Absolutely Zero Mayakashi, just another really powerful zombie link monster. Negates most things that are banished. Sorry, for the opponent, sorry. You've got the Nightmare package of Phoenix and Unicorn, just for getting over annoying cards that the opponent would have. 1 Link Haribo, in case you need to go into this using Glow of Bloom, you can. For the synchros, 1 Red Eyes Zombie Necro Dragon. This is a really powerful card because it gains 100 attack for each zombie on the field and in the graveyard, so its attack can get really high and it can get over most things with relative ease. 1 Shiranui Shogun Saga. This is a really good going second card because you can banish 1 Shiranui monster from the graveyard and then this card gains attack equal to that monster's attack until the end phase, which is really good. And another good thing about Shiranuis is it opens up for more extra deck options as well, because with the Rivalry of Warlords lock, most of your extra deck will be locked off from you, so just having those zombie synchro monsters can make all the difference, which is really nice. You've also got the other zombie link monsters as well, which that can make all the difference. One, Shiranui Squire Saga, another good going first card. You summon Shiranui Squire, special summon Spectral Sword Shade, synchro into this, and then use this effect to banish a Shiranui from your graveyard, and then get one of its effects. If it's a zombie, all monsters you control gain 300 attack first of the turn, which can make a little bit of a difference just for putting out a little bit more damage. If it's a fire, you can destroy one spell and trap card on the field. For synchro, destroy one monster on the field. So it's good for certain situations. And then since you banish Squire from the graveyard, you can use this effect to draw a card and discard a card. So that's just a good going first option if you don't open up with anything better to do. So you can just go into that little option there. One, Shiranui Sun Saga, really powerful card. When it's special summoned, you can shuffle any number of zombie synchro monsters from your graveyard into the extra deck, destroy cards your opponent controls up to that number. And this doesn't have to be synchro summoned to activate its effect, it just has to be special summoned. So you've got cards like Ghost Meets Girl, you can use that effect to special summon this, and then use this effect. And because Ghost Meets Girl is a quick effect, they can be used as a disruption as well. You've also got Shiranui Solitaire, which can special summon it if this card is banished, which is a good option. And then one, Samurai Saga. Again, it's just another name really. You can use this effect to banish a Shiranui from your graveyard, and then turn all monsters on the field, all the opponent's monsters on the field to defense position, which is useful. It doesn't come up often, but can be used in certain situations, and that's during either player's turn, by the way. It's not a quick effect, but it could still come up in certain situations. And then for your Super Poly targets, one Draco Necro Neversoul Dragon and one Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Once again, Simo, thank you so much for signing this at YCS London in 2019. That was so nice of you. Thank you so much. These are probably just the best Super Poly targets that we have at the moment. Starving Venom, one of the most generic Super Poly targets we have. And then Draco Necro Neversoul Dragon, good for zombie. It's good with Zombie World and Super Poly because it requires 2 zombies. It is a dragon, so just bear that in mind when you're trying to use it. If you set Rivalry and Super Poly, make sure you use Super Poly first before you use Rivalry of Warlords. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to go into your Super Poly target, which is really annoying because this isn't a zombie, which is really weird. It requires 2 zombies, but it's a dragon. It's just really annoying. And that is it for my Shiranui zombie deck profile. I really hope you enjoyed this deck. Shiranuis, I think, have a lot of potential and work really well as a supporting engine for zombie worlds. Now, I would really like to see some more support for Shiranuis in the future. Maybe it's possible, but who knows, we'll just have to see. And let me know what you thought and where you think I could improve with this deck in the comments below. And if you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing. And as always, I'll talk to you all in the next video. Take care.